Let's take a closer look at the function f of x equal to 2 to the x. I want to start by building a table. I'm going to let x be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to evaluate f of x. 2 to the -3 is 1/8. 2 to the -2 is 1/4. 2 to the -1 is 1/2. 2 to the 0 is 1. 2 to the 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And 2 cubed is 8. So let's look at this graph. We know we have the point 0, 1, the point 1, 2, 2, 4, and 3, 8. Going the other way, -1, 1/2, -2, 1/4, -3, 1/8, and we can connect the dots roughly to get the graph of this function. Using our horizontal line test, if I draw a horizontal line, it'll intersect the graph either once, or if I do it down here, 0 times, which tells me that this function does have an inverse. So let's look into the inverse a little bit more. I want to start by looking at the graph of f inverse. And we can do that using the graph of f. What we had for x is now going to be our y values. And the corresponding y values are going to be our new x values. So essentially, I can use the table that I did previously and just flip the columns. And then I have the graph, or the table for the graph. So to graph this, I'm going to start at the bottom of this table that says go out 8 and up 3. We can then go out 4 and up 2, 2 and up 1, over 1 up 0, and then go over 1/2 and down 1, over 1/4 and down 2, over 1/8 and down 3, and then we can kind of connect the dots to see what the general graph of this inverse looks like. From this graph, we can start to get a few things. For instance, the domain. You'll notice all the x values that are hit are above 0. They're all positive, so the domain of this is actually going to be 0, infinity. The range, on the other hand, the y values that are hit, this goes down infinitely forever, as well as up forever. So the range will be -infinity to infinity. Let's see if we can actually find the inverse of this. The first step to finding the inverse was to change the f of x to a y. The second step is to switch the x's and y's, so now I have x equal to 2 to the y. The third step is to solve for y, which we probably don't know how to do at this point. We haven't discussed how to deal with variables in the exponent, so we don't know how to do this, and this causes a problem. And in fact, we need a new function to do it. We have this idea of what's called the logarithm, and we write this as y equal to log base 2 of x, and it tells me exactly this thing right here. So in our next few videos, we're going to be expanding this idea of the logarithm, which is specifically defined to be the inverse of the exponential function.